Hello, my darlings. Hello. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully fantastic. It's all in your mind set anyway. But I've got some incense rolling in the background, and yes, I am smoking a cigarette. Oh my god. Today we're going to be talking about starseeds. What are galactic starseeds? And how to know if you are one. So first off, we're gonna start with who I am. Take this down. I'll put my hood back up in a little bit. I feel it's to protect the crown chakra, but anyway, and it's cold out. So I am a Pleiadian starseed, and so what that means is for me is I had never been in human form before. I'm not a organic human. I haven't lived gazillions of lives here. I've lived a few because I've gotten stuck in the matrix system. But I am a Pleiadian starseed, and I had never even heard the term starseed until a few years ago. It was about almost 5 years ago when I was pregnant with my little Slater guy, who's now almost 4. So I had a tenant living in my RV, and her name was Crow, and she was a shaman. I say that because she so proclaimeth, and it was her job. So I understand, you need to promote yourself and whatnot, and monetize your services. However, to me, I don't know. Perhaps she was legit to some degree, and she just monetized her services. So nothing wrong with that. But she would always call me a starseed. And I just did not know what that was. I just was like, starseed, cool. So it was during the lockdown in 2020 that I was able to be at home more and do research and dive in and out of every rabbit hole I could find. And I found a lot of them, and I dove very, very deep and learned a lot. So, as far as starseeds, what they are, if you're familiar with Dolores Cannon, who I recommend, she's no longer incarnated. Well, she potentially has reincarnated, but she's not in that form of Dolores Cannon anymore. She's transitioned quite a few years back. But what she did was she was a hypnotherapist. And she hypnotized people, thousands and thousands of people from all over the world. And there kept being these recurrences of stories, of information from all of these different people that didn't know each other and were recounting similar memories and situations. So, like my double chin situation, to say that. Put you up in the tree here. So there are what's called 3 waves. That's the incense right here. Let's see. 3 waves of water called volunteers, because when the bomb went off in Iwo Jima, it was a signal to the galactic family that, oh, little kitties down here about to destroy the world. Not just the world, the earth, but it would destroy a lot of the galaxies and other planets and different things. It was just detrimental to existence on all planets and all realms and all dimensions. So a call for help went out at that time, saying, okay, these human hybrids from our races that we seeded on this planet initially are going to destroy themselves and destroy a whole lot more than they realize. So we need to help them. But there's a no interference clause, meaning that they're observers, kind of like the Hunger Games, right? They're observing, but they can't really help us. Sometimes they can, but they can't interfere. So, with the three waves of volunteers, the first wave was what's called the trailblazers that came in from other galactic um, origins. They were born into a human body, first time either ever being here or they had been here and they graduated out, whatever, what have you. Second wave, which I am, are the energy. So the trailblazers would just blaze the path for the starseeds to come in and find a path to follow in order to interact on this in this world, in this matrix game board system dimension that we are in. So the second wave, which I am, are the energy generators, the light workers, the energy workers. We are the ones here that are generating energy of a higher frequency that affects those around us, and in turn the population at large. So we have a big job. And one of the things that I learned as I was diving in all these rabbit holes and doing all this research was I wasn't sure what my mission was. What am I supposed to do? And then let me get back to Starseed thing. So she kept calling me Starseed, and so I was like, let me look up Starseed. What is that? And it's saying all of these things as far as like you are you never fit in. I mean, all of these different things that attribute to our experience here as starseeds. But in order to really know that you are one, you come from a place of unconditional love. You have telepathy, you have clairvoyance, you have clairaudience, intuition, your third eye. You know things that were never taught to you on this plane. You know things about other people, situations, past, present, future. Um, and you just truly never understood human nature because you never were a human. So for me, it all rang true. And so then I'm looking into all of the different starseed races, right? And it's like, wow, there's a lot of them. Okay, there's Pleiadians, there's Arcturians, there's Syrians, there's Andromedans, there's many more. Those are the main ones off the top of my head. The Anunnaki, the Greys, the um, what do you call it? Um, okay, wait, I'll get there. So when this call for help came out, I was doing my little thing up with Source Creator, just living it up, pure unconditional love, all this kind of stuff. Everything's good. I said, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go help. I'm gonna go help this planet. I'm gonna go help Gaia. I'm gonna go help this matrix system be um, evolve out of the situation that they're in because they are at this point doomed. So here I am. I came on in here and I got trapped in a few life cycles, that of which I was samurai, I was Asian descent, um, and that connected me to the uh, family system that I am in, particularly my children. Um, and then I was also Haitian. Um, those were my two primary, and Native American. But Native American, a lot of Native American um, culture derives from Pleiadian culture. They interacted a lot um, back, back. When we would interact freely amongst the inhabitants of the earth before it got to this point. So, Pleiadians actually, Native Americans have actually adopted a lot of the Pleiadian culture, but it is now an earth culture. So that's part of the situation as well. With the seeding on another level, when this planet was seeded initially, it was seeded with these ET extraterrestrial, higher intelligent frequency dimensional beings that are here occupying this earth now. So, as far as a star seed, we have very specific missions and reasons for being here. And like I said, where I was leading to with my particular second wave of volunteers, Starseed, is to just generate energy. And so what I was going to say before was, for a long time, I've been in the healing industry for a long time. I've always helped people to in many different facets and ways. So that's something that I've done naturally because that's just who I am and what part of my mission is. But to just generate energy. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to interact with people. It is better that I do go into places and interact with people and put that energy out further and further and further because um, the generator star seeds, we not only affect our immediate, but our energy goes out so far, miles and miles and miles. And then when the people are absorbing it, then it goes out miles and miles and miles. So there's a very far reach to us star seeds, our the second wave of generators, of energy generators. Okay, the third wave are our indigos and our crystal babies that have come in because their DNA is already activated. They are telepathic, clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. They are already where a majority of the population should be, but it's not because they were stunted due to the Star Wars that had been taking place and going on for millennia. So for me, and I was like, okay, so there's all these different star seeds. Which one am I, right? And so you can go online and you can look up star seeds and attributes and whatnot on how to know who you are. And so of course I was vibing with Pleiadian, like full on. I was also vibing with Arcturian. So I was going back and forth with Arcturian. And then I felt a very strong connection to Andromeda. Excuse me, but what I have taken from that because of a situation, an incident that happened to me about a year ago, which I will tell you about. I have spent a lot of time in Arcturus with Arcturians. I have relatives from Arcturus and Andromeda as well. So I've spent a lot of time in those areas, interacted with those races in particular. So that's why I vibe with them. But as far as my origin, my galactic starseed origin, I am Pleiadian. And I know this for sure 100% without a shadow of a doubt because about a year ago, I was astral traveling, but not very far. I was right here, at my home, and I was surrounded by all of these beings, look like humans, with long blonde hair and white robes. Which I kind of were the way that I was seeing it was like a hoodie, right? Like white hoodies, but they were white robes and they were a combination of male and female, but they all looked very female to me. So I think majority of them were females that came to me. And but again, when you get up into the higher dimensions and whatnot, genders don't exist. It's different in that regard. So anyway, this was when I was going through the brunt of the hell of the third dimension trying to destroy me, and at a very low point just feeling defeated and what was going on, and I'm trying to figure everything out. They came to me. It's about probably 6 or 7 of them, and they said, we want to make sure you're okay. Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. but they, at the same time, they did a body scan on me. I remember it. They fixed a bunch of stuff up, and they just made sure that I knew that I wasn't alone. Okay. And I came out onto the porch here, and I looked over here to the south where I have a medicine wheel that I constructed. It's a very sacred spot. I've done energy work, grid activations there as well. And so it's a very, very powerful spot. And I looked over into that area, and there was just hundreds of people all up in the hillside, right? And we rent this property out on occasion to big groups of people. We do Airbnb, and I thought the landowner had rented out the property behind my house here and not told me. And I was like, goodness gracious, here we go. There's all these people out here doing their thing I didn't even know. And then I went back inside, and then one of my relatives, Pleiadian relatives, said, "Come back here, come back out here. We caught the wereman. We caught the wereman. Look." And I came out and I looked over right exactly where my medicine wheel is. And it was all the group of people. They were all Native American in culture. Um, and they had what looked like a hairless dog, or a very skinny, almost like greyhound looking dog. I couldn't see the face, but it was the figure in the body down on the ground with on it, and it was chained, and it was either transforming, like growing hair, or it was turning back into a human, whatever it was. They said, "We got the wereman." And I was like, wow, okay. I don't know what this means. So I went back in and went to bed. I get up in the morning and I talk to my oldest son, who is Native American. And I told him about my experience. I said, "Have you ever heard of a wereman?" And he's like, "Yeah, they're skinwalkers. Native Americans refer to them as skinwalkers." And I'm like, what? So there is such thing. Like, I've heard of a werewolf, right? The full moon, man turns into a wolf. So a wereman is very similar, shifter in that they do transform back and forth between a wolf dog thing and a human. And so, okay, and then I go online, right? Gotta go do my research, look it up. Sure enough, there's a term wereman, explained exactly what it was, even what my son had said. And it's not that they're all bad, but their presence might not necessarily be good. And so my guides and all of my people captured the wereman and were protecting me. So I, without a doubt, always known I'm divinely guided, divinely protected. I'm a gatekeeper of the light. I work directly with Source Creator. I am a chosen one. I am here to raise the vibration of this earth, and to assist Gaia, Tara, Kai, whatever you want to call this matrix game board system, in her um, advancement into the next stage of existence. And so that's where we're at right now. That's what's going on. So I am Pleiadian Starseed. Some people recently have been saying that Pleiadians are bad, and they are not good. That is not the truth at all. So that is part of, like, what you call it, fake news. That's fake news. That's fake news, because of course that's what they're gonna say. But no, we are the good ones. There are a lot of benevolent and malevolent ETs. So, but ultimately, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, Pleiadians are not malevolent, and we are working in assisting the humanity at regaining its independence, and that's what's happening. So if you feel as though you could potentially be a starseed, or you know someone that's a starseed, just go online and start vibing it, dude. Just follow the path as you go, see what vibes, and then your answers will come to you. So but ultimately, that's what I got for you today. Went a little longer than usual, but we're going to leave it at that. Peace, family. Peace, meaning positive energy, always creates elevation and always come from a place of unconditional love.